So I did my project over the no clean IVs on the streets for drug users on city streets. Some opening questions I had was, is proving clean IV needles for drug users on city streets helping battle drug use? Does providing clean needles to drug users promote good health practices? Many people on city streets struggle with addiction. Does providing them clean needles help their addiction? So some history about the topic is there's a lot of large cities that struggle with drug addiction. You go to large cities, you see a bunch of people on the streets, and a big issue is these needles will be left on the ground. They're not disposed of properly because they're not taught how to dispose of it properly, or they just don't care and they're using drugs. And this could contaminate the environment. Humans can pick it up, become contaminated, or animals, and a wide variety of different things. The addiction is also getting worse, and more homeless people and more drug addicts are flooding the streets. So, and then as of 2018, 86 countries worldwide reported of having needle syringes exchange programs. So it's a pretty wide use thing of needle exchange programs. But I'm not sure if it's helping or hurting, and I honestly think it's hurting. So some points that I have made is that one of the issues with having a needle exchange program or providing IVs that are clean is that the people that are using them will not dispose of them properly. There's a chance. And if you're increasing the amount of needles that are in the streets, even if they're clean or not clean, they're still going to have to get disposed of. So, I mean, one way you could help this issue is that you could provide them with a disposable bag to help dispose of it properly. But what are the chances that they don't use the bag and they just throw it on the ground again? Because they're going to have a higher demand or higher amount of needles on the streets. So that could increase the needles that are contaminating other people. NCBI states, one possible negative outcome is an increase in the number of improperly discarded used needles. So that is also an issue if they're giving out needles, but obviously they could have a bag, but who knows if they're actually going to use that bag to dispose of the IV properly. Another issue that having needle exchange programs could cause is that drug use is a crime, but if organizations are giving out clean needles to help drug addict users, how are police going to know if they find a contaminated needle or if there's an issue where they have to prosecute somebody that's using drugs in the city streets? The needle exchange program, if it does get passed by law, or it would change the law enforcement and how the protocols that cops have to use to prosecute somebody or detain somebody or look into something for a warrant or something. Sunali Wadera says law enforcement officers have indicated that needle exchange programs may interfere with their practice of searching suspects for probable cause of drug use or other illegal activity. And this could be just because they don't know whether it's legal or not. They don't know whether they got the needle from a clean exchange program or not. They're not able to look into it. So it would be an issue and cause problems if they're trying to prosecute the person for drug use or contamination. And in conclusion, it's just there's a lot of pros and cons. Some of the pros is you're having these drug addicts use safe needles that they're not contaminating or causing diseases. But at the same time, these needles are going to become contaminated by them, and we don't know if they're going to dispose of it properly. Another pro to this is, oh no, sorry, not another pro. So, and then another con is obviously just the police. They don't know whether they can prosecute the person or look into the situation if they do find a needle on the street or somebody does become contaminated. It would change the protocols they have to take it by, and that could also be an issue. And then here's my works cited. The first is for my history, the second one's for my first supporting point, and then the third one is for my third supporting point. And thank you.